Hi everyone. Um, as I've just shuffled the cards there, straight away two came out, and at this stage I had not even connected with my team. Um, but I know they're there and I feel they're there, so I'm going to take these cards anyway and go with them. I have since connected with them, so from now on, we will be channeling together as a team. So the first card that came through is this one. And I feel that this is relating to the Divine Masculine. I feel that in this image, as you can see, this is the masculine gathering everything they need to be able to move forwards. They are ready to charge and make a change and a difference in their life and in their world. They're taking that step forward. I think that the time of a sort of emotions running high and fear and isolation will draw to an end sometime very soon. And I know I said yesterday that many people are just going into that phase. Don't worry about that, allow it to come, but know that it's not going to be a long drawn out process. It's going to be quite a quick and swift healing practice. So yeah, I just feel that he's feeling confident, he's determined, he knows exactly what it is he needs to do now, and he feels connected and supported by his loved ones and his team. And again, I say this quite a lot, but if you feel that perhaps they're not connected in that sort of way, they're not spiritually awakened, you're wrong, because they are. Okay, they may not sort of engage in the same activities you perhaps may do yourself, Divine Feminine, and they may not talk about it openly, but they feel it and they know it, and they are deeply very spiritual, and they are evolving, they are transforming. So all of those gifts that they carry within them are becoming stronger and more powerful. Okay, this is the other card that came out at the same time. You'll have to bear with me again. I am still loaded with cold, so I realise I sound like this and it's not as clear. Yeah, so again, I think this is the masculine having that time for reflection. He's feeling healed, he's feeling comfortable, and he's just at ease. He's connecting with his angels and his guides and his people, and he's seeing the signs. He's starting to realise that the higher realms do hold some power, and there's magic there to be had. I feel as well there's something there about sitting on the edge. Now, I feel that that could be a decision. There's something there that the masculine knows they need to do, but something is holding them back there just ever so slightly. They need to be sure, they need to make it a definite thing before they take that sort of real leap of faith. But they are contemplating all the time. They are trying to process and understand what it is that's going on for them. And Divine Feminine, this is you. You are feeling strong, you are feeling powerful, you are feeling deeply connected. You're feeling that courage. I feel that recently you have had some sort of inner strength and bond, which I feel it has come from the higher realms. It has come from source, it is connected and come through you. And you are ready to see the world now. Your eyes are open and you're not afraid. You've got your head partly in higher realms and your spiritual essence, and also you've got your feet grounded in the earth, in the 3D, and you're not feeling chained down anymore. You're feeling free, you're feeling open, unburdened, and ready to move forward. There's a real sense of confidence there coming in. So something is going to happen that is going to change this connection, this situation for you. And yeah, it might come out of the blue, it might take you by surprise, and yeah, it might make you wobble, it might knock your feet a little bit. You might feel some intense emotions and feel that, you don't know where to go, you're losing control perhaps, you're feeling a bit lost, and it is, as the card always shows to us, it's like the world has turned upside down. Everything looks different, but I feel that that is for a reason. That is so you can see things from a better perspective and appreciate the beauty if your world is turned upside down. And the fact that that is coming shows us that that is movement, it is motion, it is change, and change is a good thing. We need to keep moving in this life, Otherwise we remain in an energy that is no longer for us. So I feel that that is coming in there to make shifts and changes to improve things for your situation. Okay, and I feel that this is you sort of connecting with yourself, with your higher self, and with your twin on the 5D. You are talking a lot here. You are paying attention, and you are trying to make sense of what is happening. You are still trying to weave that tapestry together. You're trying to understand what is real and what is not, because that veil is become so thin that it's now feeling impossible to know what is real, what is true. And just know that it's all true, because you know you are here in the physical form, which is true whilst you are in that physical form. But obviously in spiritual realms that is even truer, because that is soul power. That is, you know, the essence of who you are as spirit. And if you're connecting in those higher realms, although it may not be a physical thing that you can see, hear, touch, it is real. It is 100% happening. And don't doubt that connection. Don't doubt it, please. I know sometimes it's easy if, you know, you're having a conversation in the higher realms on the 5D, and then perhaps something that you've discussed doesn't come to fruition. Then you start to doubt it even more, and, you know, you question your own beliefs, and you feel that perhaps, yeah, you question your own sanity. You feel like you're going a little bit crazy. But just know and understand that it's not going to happen. It just happens in divine timing. You must learn patience, and that is a number one thing on this journey for us to understand. To go within, to take time to listen to our heart, to pay attention, and to trust in it, to trust in the love, and to trust in this situation with your person. And you will get to your place. You will get home, but in due course. Yeah, so keep shining your light brightly. Keep doing what it is you need to do. Keep working on yourself. Keep sharing your love with the world. You know, you can have these subtle glances, these subtle connections energetically with your twin. You can do that in the physical or the 5D. But know that it doesn't take much anyway, because you are deeply bonded. So even if there is a lack or a separation, it does not change who you are. You are still radiant, powerful, strong, courageous. You are just fantastic. You are such a developed spiritual being, and you are ready to share that with the world. So have the confidence, have the faith to do that, to just step out and be who you are and be proud of it. Yeah, you know, wear your true colours. You know, show the world who you are. Do not hide away. Do not pretend. Okay, here I feel that this is the masculine again, having that sort of time to look into the windows of their own soul, to reflect on what is happening here, to try and find the strength and the courage to take hold of their life, to take back the reins, and to decide what to do here. I feel like this is a moment of just, it's debate, it's contemplation again. It's that whole energy of let's just wait a moment and let's just be sure. And I feel that they're waiting for signs as well. They're needing to know which direction to turn here. And they know really in truth that they can't just do what it is, you know, say angels, guides, or yourself have told them to do. It must be something that resonates purely with them, and that is why they're taking their time. So, you know, don't think they're burying their head in the sand, or they're ignoring you, or they're blocking this out. They're absolutely not. They're doing it right. They're taking their time, and they're trying to understand what's going on. They're trying to rebuild those windows from scratch, to see how they were made and how they sort of formed together and what that means. Yeah, and I feel that again, this is the masculine trying to weave their own tapestry here, trying to make sense of things, trying to put things into order, to correlate them in a way that makes sense for them. And they know they have the power to, you know, create the right life for them, to create change and to be happy. But in order to be happy, they have to understand this process and what is actually happening in the here and now. And some of which I feel is them reflecting on the past. It is them doing some healing, because that then affects their future. They do not want to drag the baggage from the past into the future with them. They would like this to be a clean slate, a fresh start. You know, that you are number one to them. You are the most perfect being out there. They cannot imagine a life without you, and they're not prepared to throw that all away because they've made a silly, rash mistake, and they've rushed in there. So no, they're just taking a step back to understand, to process, to learn, and to grow, and to heal. And there it is, yeah, that's you coming into their life and being this beautiful, wonderful, divine energy that is simply enough on their own. You on your own are magical, you are potent, you are this profound energy that they have never felt anything like. And it's almost like if they're with you, then on the other side of that hill, or even on the other side of a rainbow, anything can happen, anything is possible. And they trust in you, and they trust in your energy and this feeling, this situation you are experiencing together. So just give them time to be really comfortable with that. We don't want them moving forwards in an energy where they're still in doubt or worry or fear. It needs to be the right time. Yeah, and again, this is the fact that together you work so much better when you are grounded within your own energy. So if you're comfortable with what's going on in your world, if you understand yourself and what your needs and your desires are, what your values are, what it is you require from this journey and this life as individuals and as a twin flame couple, then it is vital you do that. You must get into that energy where you are grounded and your foundation is secure. It is properly earthed, so that if lightning comes, it doesn't strike you and take you and sort of knock you down. It will enlighten you further, it will grow you and expand you. So understand that yes, you're twins, but individually you are absolutely beautiful, you are powerful, you are strong, and that magnificence of your own needs to be nurtured. Don't forget about yourself. Focus on healing and putting effort into you, and in turn that will affect them, because it's like the cogs of a clock there. The wheel, one will turn and it will turn the other. It's emotion, it keeps things running. And it just means that you haven't forgotten yourself, because if you forget yourself, then eventually you're going to fall back into lack at some point, because you'll feel that you didn't do what you needed to do, and the connection perhaps just took over. Yeah, so here we go again with those wheels. Understanding that if you are the driver and you are in control of your own wheel, then that will turn the other one perfectly. It will be divinely orchestrated to work, to resonate, to synchronize, and to be one together. And when those two energies come together, when those force fields unite and magnetize, then things are powerful, they are beautiful, they're intense, but they're amazing. And that's what you're working towards. So if you want that outer circle, that outer wheel, the twin connection itself to succeed, if you want this in the best possible way, then work on yourself, trust yourself, regain control of your own vehicle. Yeah, and this is the masculine at the moment, in that energy of realizing everything he thought was real, everything in his life, in the 3D, in his relationships, his connections with others, with friends and family and loved ones. Nothing is quite as it seems. It's almost as if somebody's just come down, and shone this new sort of light into an area of his life that he did not know existed, and that is you, Divine Feminine. You have awakened him to his inner power and parts of himself he didn't know were there, and so he's just taken that time to explore that, to try and understand, to make sense of it, and most of all to feel it, to actually sit and feel those energies within himself, because that's something he's never done before. He's been very much in fear, in denial. There's been a lot of hardship there, and it's been difficult to find the time or the mental energy to sort of hone in on that and to focus on it. But now he's realizing and he's discovering that actually when he sees you and he sees your light and your power and your beauty and radiance, that is magnificent, and he wants a bit of that for himself. And I don't mean that to sound like hard, rude. I just mean he has looked at you and he admires you, is inspired by you, and he thinks, well, if you can do that and you can connect to that and you can come and shine like that, that beautiful, bright, glowing light, then he must give it a chance, he must give it a go, and he's willing to go inwards and try that now. Yeah, because he's realising that the power is within his own hands, and he knows that if he can gain control of that strength within himself, and he can ground himself and connect with higher realms and source, if he can engage with that the way you do, then at some point in the future this twin flame connection will reunite, it will come back together, because it is intended, it is divine, it is a bond that is unbreakable, and he knows this. And please, if any of you are in the doubt energy here and you're doubting that connection or doubting their faith in the journey, just know and trust that actually, in truth, as a soul, he absolutely 100% knows it. And I know I keep saying he, for the masculine, this can be a feminine. We all hold within us masculine and feminine energy. So it's not really gender specific here. If I'm saying he or she, please just, move that accordingly to what fits your situation. But yeah, him realising now that actually this isn't something to be afraid of, this divine energy and source and, gifts in itself, psychic abilities. He's realising that that's nothing to be afraid of. If you can do it and you can do it, so what it seems is he sees you doing this effortlessly. It's like nature, it's water off a duck's back. It's just so smooth and easy. And if you can do that and engage with that beautiful power so effortlessly, then he is willing to try that. Yeah, because he wants to be able to move forward, and he wants to be able to move forward without having to really sort of focus on where he's going. And I say that because it's less of the mind, I feel that this is. We want to block out what the mind thinks he should do, the direction which seems to be the right one at this moment in time, and all that mapping out. And, he is working on that, and there is some of that to be done. But what he's feeling now is actually, if he was, say, blindfolded, as long as he's had some of that time to go in and heal some of those things, then even if he was blindfolded, he will still find you, he will still reach you, because he's now aware that this is a healing and a feeling journey and connection. He knows that if he can tune in with his higher self and with those gifts that he holds, which he's slowly discovering, he will find you anyway. He will always return, whether he knows the way, whether he can see what's ahead. It will not matter, because he knows that you're going to keep coming back time and time again. So yeah, I feel like he's doing some sort of learning there, some reading up on some of these spiritual gifts, perhaps even reading up on twin flames or soulmates, trying to understand and make sense a bit more of what this actually is. And that may feel that, it's draining him, it's taking too much of his energy. He hasn't particularly got the time for that. He's perhaps sneaking around in the late hours of the night or even early hours of the morning, just trying to read a little bit as and when. But he's slowly building up a collection of information which will help weave that tapestry and connect those threads and those dots with you. And that's what he wants to do, Divine Feminine. He would like to understand this better. He would like to understand you better. And he doesn't want to feel like an outsider, like somebody that doesn't understand this journey. He wants to be in a position where he can relate to you. He can talk about this and he can be open. And he's realised that if he gets into that place where he can talk, he knows that you will talk for hours and hours and hours. And that is what he dreams of. We had this yesterday come up in a fantasy card. He fantasizes about that, about just sitting and talking with you about anything and everything. Doesn't matter how big or small, just being with you, just basking in your energy, in your sunlight, and your warmth and your love. And he will do this work. He will come forward knowing more about these sort of things, because he wants to connect with you and bond with you over that. So, don't be surprised if suddenly one day he starts talking about something that you just think, goodness, I didn't realise they knew about that. I'm really, really surprised. Well, perhaps 6 months ago they didn't know about that, but now they've put the effort in and they've paid attention. They're learning. Yeah, so he doesn't want to see you leave. He wants to know that if you're leaving, it's for the right reasons, and it's for healing and growth and sort of movement in the right direction. But he really cannot bear the thought of that. There's a lot of pain and emotion there. He doesn't want you to leave him behind, and so he's ready. He's calling out to you, ready to fly and come to you. And he knows that together, your unified energies create something so powerful, and he's felt that third energy. He has felt that divine connection, that connection with source. And as I said yesterday, it becomes a bit addictive. It's like once you've experienced that and you've gone to that place of real deep connection and bliss, it is very hard to accept anything beneath that, anything less, anything that is, perhaps superficial, surface level. Like the mundane of life becomes a real drag, because you have been awakened to something far purer, so magical, and it's transcendent. It moves you, it takes you to places, and they just want to keep in that motion with you. They do not want to be left behind, so they are working on that really, really hard right now. Yeah, because without you, then, this life is painful. It hurts, it cuts deep like a knife, and they don't want to be in that energy. They cannot bear it. It hurts them too much. So they know that really, if they want this to succeed, it's now or never. They know that they've made mistakes in the past. They nearly lost you. They cannot believe actually how lucky they are to still have you there, for the fact that you still return after everything that's happened. And yeah, they're just so thankful, and they know now that it's got to be done. They cannot miss about. They've got to get on with it. Okay, so this is you feeling that sense of freedom, of release, because you know now you do not need to put that same effort and energy and pressure on the connection, because you're feeling it now. You're feeling the shift as they're rising forward and they're awakening. You have felt the change energetically, and you know they are coming. And perhaps, in the 3D, this is not something you can physically see or know, but it's coming. And you're prepared to trust now. You're releasing that tension. There's no resistance. You are in a free flow state, and you are ready to receive them when they come forwards. And this is them coming forwards. This is them knowing where to go. And as I've said before, even if it's a case of coming with their eyes closed, they're going to feel the way. They're going to be intuitively guided and led, and they are trusting in that intuition now more than ever. Some time ago they may have knocked it, they may have just poo-pooed it and thought it was sort of spiritual airy-fairy nonsense. But actually, no, now they feel it, they know it, they trust it, and they realise that if they connect with that intuition and that inner guidance and the guidance from their team and their loved ones, they are then grounded, they are strong, and they just know exactly what to do. And they are embracing and embodying that confidence and loving the energy it gives them, because they feel that they've got their strength again. They've found their backbone, and nothing can knock them down here, because everything will come back to you. Everything will lead the way to you. And I feel like they are lying in bed at some nights, and they are feeling sort of pain but magic at the same time. So sometimes memories will come flooding back, which will have them in pain, and they'll be wishing they'd never done that or said that, or perhaps it was a lack of saying anything, but perhaps they ghosted you, avoided you, and they feel intense pain for that and regret, and they wish they could take it back. They do feel like just, oh, why on earth did I say or do that? But then thankfully they are being guided by their guides, their loved ones, to focus on the good things, on the positive things, and they are remembering all the tiny little fragments of your connection, all the words that have been spoken, all the moments shared, all the connection energetically, physically, whichever it may be for your situation. they are feeling that, they are remembering that, and they are replaying it over and over again. And that might seem like, tiresome and almost like a tedious job to keep going round and round and round. But that each time they do it, they're learning from it, they're understanding what was actually happening, and they're coming to terms with the fact that actually, everything does happen for a reason, and they haven't done anything wrong because they were meant to do everything as it unfolded. Everything has happened exactly how it was meant to get you to where you are here now. So they're realizing that actually if they had said things differently, then that would have sent them on a different path, that would have created a different speed and direction, and then now perhaps they wouldn't be where they are currently. And they're happy with where they are. Okay, things are still, a little tough and emotional, but they know it's working and it's going in the right direction. And yeah, because as they're seeing here, they're feeling the balance now of the energies. Because they've stepped up, because they're coming into their own divine power, and they're not feeling afraid of this connection or their emotions or the journey, they are now starting to lower their guard. They're starting to release the fear. They're starting to surrender, and they're starting to feel you on an equal level here. You are not, as much as they see you as this blinding, beautiful ray of light that's a goddess, they have you on this pedestal. They think that you're a million times more wonderful than they could ever be. As much as they do feel that and believe that, they are also realizing that they have their own innate power and divinity as well. And if they can just engage with that, then maybe just perhaps they will be able to match you and be your equal and be in this beautiful bond together with you. So they are realizing that in order to risk that, to get to that point with you, to give it a chance, they have to step up, they have to do this, they have to move into their own power and stop hiding away. So it's wonderful that, they're switched on, they're awakened, and they know that now is the time. Now is the time to come forward, to connect deeply on the astral realms and in the physical. And they're feeling that, they're feeling it all the time. It's a constant loop and reminder of you and of your beauty and the strength of this connection. Okay, I feel that was definitely the last card. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. I hope there was something in there that's resonated for you. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a lovely day. Bye.